Whoa, it's dark down here.
Popstar.
Popstar Benny.
Welcome to episode number 25 of Deep Dark Tunnel. I'm here with Atlanta producer, DJ, and graphic designer Popstar Benny. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing all right, man. Just a tiny bit sick, but I'm chilling.
Alrighty. Now, right off the bat, I just want to get into it. Walk me through your creative process. For you, what does making a track look like from opening up your DAW to taking it out?
My creative process is kind of split into like two ways. Because like there was once a time where I like would make myself make beats every day, but like I did that for like months and months and then got like so burnt out I didn't like make any beats for like 3 or 4 months. So now I just like kind of do it when I'm feeling it. So I mean it might be like a couple days between making beats or like a whole like month or so between, but I kind of just like wait until I'm feeling it to start like creating. So like I'll just have my phases where I'm stacking beats. And I definitely like to just live real life to get like re-inspired, just like see movies, hang out with folks, just have stuff to get me recharged and then like embedded into the music. And then like once I got a decent bit of like beats stacked, the second half of my process is just like thinking who would be cool on it. There was once a time where I was kind of doing the climbing the producer ladder type thing, like feeling like, okay, I gotta, get stuff with this person who's at a certain caliber, or this person at a certain caliber. But like at this point, I just kind of, I just kind of look for folks who like are cool and exciting. So yeah, once I got beats stacked, it's just like about peeping the scene, see who all I feel like I can make some cool with, and either like getting sessions in with them or just like sending them beats. Pretty much my process.
On that, I feel like you have such a broad wave of like artists you work with in terms of, for instance, I found out through your work through like the track you did with Mike, who's an underground rapper, but you have placements for big time rappers like Rod Wave, Six Dogs, and people like that. Can you speak on a little bit about the spectrum you have between keeping your foot in the underground wave and keeping your foot into like chart topping artists?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I really just try to keep it into like who excites me, because like stuff like Rod Wave, it's like a little bit R&B leaning, but it kind of always have like, a nice up tempo, like beat to it. So like that kind of gets me going on like it's mixing like real heavy emotional like soundscapes with like, more club / traditional sounds. Yeah, so just whoever's like exciting and cool, no matter their, stature in it. Because I feel like, I don't know, one way or another, like I'll either like run into them or just get a chance to like send them beats, even if it's like a year or 2 or 3. So yeah, I just kind of like let the process be the process. But yeah, definitely be gravitating towards just whoever's exciting, no matter definitely. Underground, upper ground, lower ground, anything. If you're hard, you're hard.
Yeah. Now, how would you classify or describe the music you're making? I know you said stuff like the Rod Wave stuff, it's more like emotional soundscape stuff.
On a broad spectrum, I kind of feel like my sounds are like mixing like super complex or like musical ideas with like just really like groovy, like funky stuff. Like I'd be trying to make sure like that the bouncing drums of it like hit kind of on like a club party level, but like the actual like sound selection wise, it might be like pop leaning or R&B or like indie, indie, like the meeting point of those two worlds.
Yeah. A lot of the tracks you have, you sort of act like an executive producer. You're producing all these tracks with a lot of numbers of people on it. So what's it like curating those types of tapes? Like, you have Album, Happy Birthday Benny, Star Status. With so many names on that project, how does that all come about?
Man, it's it really just goes back into the first process where I was telling you. It's just like everyone on those projects are like, folks who like I was like listening to on SoundCloud, or like maybe see if they're like local Atlanta folks, maybe seeing them around town a good bit. Just like, okay, they're making cool and exciting music. Let me do a session with them. Let me do let me send them some beats. Cause that's the like weird thing. I mean, I don't know if it's like that with all producers, but I kind of feel like in a way, like maybe it's because I've been doing it for a second, like curating projects and stuff. But I kind of feel like when I do stuff with people, like they kind of expect me to be the one to drop it. So it's like at this point, it kind of do be like seasons of me like stacking up and just getting a whole bunch of like maybe 2 or 3 songs with this person, 2 or 3 songs with this person, 2 or 3 songs. And then at the end of it, it's like I could just drop them as singles, but like I just kind of be antsy. So I'm like, all right, I got these hard 20 songs. Let me just like package them together and be like, here you go. Yeah. So it's really just like, honestly, like notes app dumps, just like all the collection of like, having the avenue to release it myself. Cause yeah, I feel like if I didn't, I would just have like these loose kind of vaulted tracks with folks. I can kind of, like you said, curate and control the release as well.
Yeah, definitely. Now I saw you were posting, you spent like a few weeks in Texas. How was that? What was that all about?
Man, it was beautiful. It was only a couple days. I want to go back. But it was a couple days in Houston and then one day in Austin. But like Houston, bro, I love it. It's just like it reminded me of Atlanta in a way. Atlanta just like maybe like 2 or 3 times bigger, but definitely like a nice southern type of relaxedness, easygoing people, everyone we met, whether it be like at the stores or the restaurants or just like creatives, like everybody just had like a cool easygoingness about them. It's just like all across the board, just like a cool place to be. 'Cause I've been to like LA and a couple other places, but like that's definitely top of the list in terms of experience. But yeah, we went out there because Bear, he had an interview with this new podcast, Cozy Vamps, in Houston. And then my boy Free Hamzy had a show in Austin. So yeah, we went over, spent some time there. And that was pretty chill too. I mean, it was like a 2.5 hour drive from Houston to Austin. So like we kind of, took our time leaving Houston and then like got to Austin in the evening. So like we pretty much just pulled up to the venue and then like kicked it until it was our time to perform. But yeah, like me, Bear, Mike had Mikey, we had like all road Lime scooters around Austin for like an hour. Pretty fun experience for real.
Nice. Now you recently tweeted that heartbreak doesn't inspire you because why would you make a beat if you're mad? So if that's the case, what emotions or what drives you to inspire you to make a beat?
Yeah, because I mean, I understand the whole like channeling certain emotions into other things, but like the way I am personally, I mean, I feel like, because I'll make darker stuff still, but like, I can't like channel it in that place. Like if I'm upset, like, that's all that's at the forefront of my mind. Like I can reference that upsetness when I'm feeling better, and like pull it in. But yeah, when I'm just, I don't know, I'm kind of like a moodier guy. So like when I'm just like not feeling like comfortable, I just like can't create. So that's why like, I said I kind of once had a time where I was like forcing things and then being like, I'm feeling off, let me just translate into art. But then like, now I kind of think about it as like I should be like embedding like my best feelings into the music, because I kind of feel like how, I don't know, like you can hear like irritation in folks' voice sometimes. Like I kind of feel like maybe like in the types of sounds I'm selecting and in types of chords I'm picking, like it's gonna be like too sad, So it's like, yeah, like I said, I'll definitely like reference those feelings, but nah, I definitely hate like making while just not feeling my best. So I definitely just try to do a whole bunch of like rituals in my general day-to-day life to like make sure I'm feeling, as cool, as cozy, as like comfortable as possible. So yeah, I can like embed that feeling into the music.
Yeah, definitely. Now going through your SoundCloud, you have Popstar Benny, and then right to the right, you have suggested artists. It's Popstar FM, filled with mixes, mixtapes, all sorts of stuff. So what's Popstar FM?
Popstar FM, it's really like a side avenue for like our creative endeavors. Like the main side that people know is like the independent label side, where we just kind of just curate like anything we think is cool. We'll try to put a spotlight on it on like any stage of development. Like, it might just be like an artist we find with like, 200, 300 followers. and we lock in with them, like help produce and present their mixtape, or it might be someone who got a lot going already, and we just simply like present it or put a spotlight on it. But yeah, just like across the mixes and releases and premieres and stuff, it's definitely like the main mission is just putting a spotlight on things. I mean, we kind of like expanded into events and stuff, because we had already definitely been doing like shows around the city, but like we presented our first show earlier this year in January, and that like was super cool. Sold out. Bear One Boss, Tony Snow, Muddy Maya, Mercury, Divine Devine, Yellow Bandana, and a couple other guests. But like, yeah, it's definitely just kind of like I'm trying to make an Atlanta Fool's Gold almost, because I feel like the thing with Fool's Gold is like they had a roster of folks, but it was more like highlighting like specific projects or like events. So that's my thing, is like, we kind of have a main selection of folks that like we work with, but it's not like a whole like set in stone roster type thing. It's like we can lock in on a project, but you're still free like to do your own type of thing, or we can involve you in our events, but you're not like stuck with it. So yeah, it's definitely just like a platform for us, like I said, to highlight what's cool.
Yeah, definitely.
In Atlanta specifically, but in the world.
Yeah, for sure. So nearing towards the end of the episode, what are your plans looking like for the future? Like a year from now, where do you want to see yourself? What are you going to be doing?
And a year from now, I mean, just trying to do what we've already did on like a higher scale. Like, how we've already been presenting shows, like started to present shows in Atlanta. I want to like, present whole tours, present experiences across like the entire world, like literally Popstar worldwide shows. Just continuing to find like the coolest music, coolest art, and put a highlight on it. Just everything we've already did, bigger scale, pretty much is what I'm focused on. Because like, I don't know, I kind of feel like everything that's happening like right now in the Popstar realm is like what I felt like should have been like happening in like 2017. So like now that like it's catching up, I'm just like, all right, it's possible to get that mission going. Like, so now let's just try to make it like bigger and bigger.
You touch that high point with your life, better hope that guy gon' step in. Me and Popstar just hit one and now we came for seconds. I hit the dirty at the servo, that's an awesome.
Definitely. And last question, who are some artists that you're listening to right now that you want to spread the word about? Give them their flowers, put a spotlight on them. Who do the people need to know?
All right, hold on. Let me go to my SoundCloud real quick.
For sure.
I got a whole little playlist of everybody low key and probably that we listen to, but definitely Blocks, BLOXKZ. Blocks is hard. No, I'm not gonna lie. Blocks is one of the hardest, low keyest folks out. I feel like everybody else I'm listening to, like, Nerd 1K is hard too. But yeah, Blocks and Nerd 1K are definitely like two low key folks who I feel like the world should get hip to. Like Blocks, I kind of feel like is advancing. He got a couple joints that's on like some like throwback to like the 1017 era of like music, like straight Waka Flocka Gucci Man type trap. So I feel like, locking in on classic style, that's pretty tight. But doing it in a 2020 way is hard. And then Nerd 1K, like, I feel like he's kind of in that rage / EDM influence realm, but like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of people got like copycat styles with it, and like, he's definitely doing it like in a way with his own twist. So yeah, Blocks and Nerd 1K are my two recommendations. Heavy.
Got it. Well, Popstar Benny, thank you so much for being on Deep Dark Tunnel. Where can the people find you on social media and streaming platforms?
It's at Popstar Benny on Instagram, at Popstar Benny on Twitter, at popstar.fm on Instagram, popstar_FM on Twitter. All music listening platforms, it's just Popstar Benny. SoundCloud, Popstar FM too.
You got it. Well, thank you so much for calling down the tunnel. Don't get lost on the way out.
Yes, sir.
Now playing Rock Out by Popstar Benny.
Popstar.
Popstar Benny.
Benny and Jeff.
Now playing Planet by Popstar Benny.
Popstar.
Popstar Benny.
Benny Jets.
Popstar Benny.
Benny Jets.
Are you an underground artist that wants to be featured on Deep Dark Tunnel? Check out our Instagram for more information at Deep Dark Tunnel Radio.
Below the city lies a labyrinth of ancient tunnels and mass graves.